Okay, we're going to do the new Gemara. It starts from Ela Afilu Tamer Rabbi Meir, and we're going to get to the two dots. However, from the Ibayasem, it's a new piece. So this is continuing the same process that we had before. So just to recap, the Mishnah says that an uman, it means a craftsman, that takes the work home with him, he's considered a shemer sachar, a paid watchman for the object, which means, if we go back to our chart, that means shemer sachar is chayev, obviously, if he's negligent, he's a paid watchman. He's also chayev if it's geneva v'aved, if it's lost or stolen. So the Mishnah said that an uman, which you see I wrote that in black, an uman is a shemer sachar. Okay, that was what it said in the Mishnah. We had a problem because we had a brisa that says that a seicher, according to Rabbi Meir, is considered a shemer chinam. Really, I should put over here that Rabbi Meir says a seicher is a shemer chinam. I'll put it over here. Let's see if I can do that. Shemer chinam, according to Rabbi Meir. A seicher is a shemer chinam. Now, the Gemara made a comparison between an uman and a seicher. See them right here? An uman is a craftsman and a seicher. So we said if an uman is a shemer sachar, then he should be chayev on gneva aveda. That's what we said in the Mishnah. So Rabbi Meir holds that a seicher is a shemer chinam. So you would assume that he also holds that an uman is a shemer chinam, which means obviously that our Mishnah cannot be Rabbi Meir. Now, just to clarify the comparison between an uman and a seicher. An uman is the craftsman, the seicher is a renter. We said, why is a renter considered a shemer chinam? So we said because a renter has a certain amount of benefit, but he pays for that benefit. He gets to use it, but he pays for that. So what's left, that cancels each other out. What's left is just that he has a responsibility to guard it. For that he's not paid for. And so therefore he's an unpaid watchman. The benefit that he has is canceled out by the payment that he does. He's left with being an unpaid watchman. So he's pater on Gneva Aved is a shemer chinam. Similarly, an uman is a craftsman. He gets paid for the work that he does, but for that he has to put in the work. So what's left, the benefit that he has, the payment, is canceled out by the work that he puts in. What's left is a simple obligation to guard it, and he's not paid to guard it, so he's considered a shemer chinam. He should be pater. If you hold that a seicher is pater, then you should hold that an uman is pater. So the Gemara tried to answer this. We'll go back to the page in the Gemara. The Gemara right before where it's highlighted, the Gemara said, well, maybe there's a difference between an uman and a seicher. Maybe because an uman is a craftsman is slightly flattered that he was chosen to do the job, and that flattery could be a little extra payment, and that payment would go for the guarding, the watching. He becomes a shemer sachar just because of that flattery. The Gemara says that's not a good answer because the seicher is also slightly flattered, the renter, because he could have rented it to other people, maybe other people asked for it, and nevertheless, he rented it to him, and that means he trusts him. That's also a type of flattery, so maybe that payment should turn a seicher into a shemer sachar, and we don't say that. A seicher, a renter, is a shemer chinam. Yeah, so obviously if we're not going to consider the flattery as a payment, so we should also not consider, for a seicher, and he's a shemer chinam, we should also not consider the flattery as a payment for a uman, and he should be considered a shemer chinam, unless we are going to argue and hold that a seicher is a shemer sachar. But then our Mishnah is not going to be able to be Rabbi Meir. The reason why we want the Mishnah to be Rabbi Meir is because a stam Mishnah is Rabbi Meir. And if our Mishnah, which is a stam Mishnah, is not Rabbi Meir, it's a little problematic, but we'll deal with it. But it wants it to be Rabbi Meir. So the Gemara now says, Ela afilu tamer Rabbi Meir. Ela, rather. Afilu tamer Rabbi Meir. Even if you say our Mishnah is Rabbi Meir, we can still say that a uman is a shemer sachar, even though a seicher is a shemer chinam. Why is that? Bahahi hana, with this benefit. The kayavle tfei porta. The kayavle means that he gives to him tfei, more, porta, a bit. He gives to him, in other words, he gives to him a bit more, which means he pays him a little more than for what he's doing, because he can never pay exactly for the effort and for the time that he put in. Because he's a craftsman, he's getting paid. So he pays him a drop more, just to cover all costs, or to cover his bases. He pays him a little bit extra. So Havi Ilavei, he is aneh to shemer sachar, because that little extra that every craftsman gets paid will turn him into a shemer sachar. So therefore, a seicher is a shemer chinam. because he doesn't get paid to watch it. But an uman that's getting paid, that little bit is going to turn him into a shemer sachar. So the Gemara now says that you can't differentiate between an uman and a seicher like that, because seicher nami, a renter also. Mila yaskinan, are we not dealing with, or may we not be not dealing with? Is it possible that there could be a case, the kamash vile tvei porta, that he lowers it, he lowers the cost, tvei porta, a little bit. In other words, it could be a case where the rental fee is lowered by a few pennies or something. Now that little bit that he's gaining should really turn him into a shemer sachar. And we said that in all cases a renter is considered a shemer chinam. So if you're going to differentiate between a seicher and an uman, because an uman sometimes makes a little more, the seicher also sometimes gains a little bit. And therefore you can't make that difference, and the comparison is still there. So the Gemara now says, Rabbi Meir. Rather, even if you say it's Rabbi Meir, Bahahi Hana, this is a new answer. This will be our final answer before the Bayusema. With Bahahi Hana, with this benefit, the toughest leya agre, that he holds it for the fee. In other words, he did work, he wants to get paid. It's possible if he would go to his house and paint his house, so who's to say that he's going to paint him? He can't hold a house as hostage, as ransom. However, because he's a uman, he's a kablan, he took the work home, and over here he's holding the object. He says, if you want your money, if you want your object, pay me. So he doesn't have to deloy boy. He does not need lameil or lameifa kazuzi to go out and in to get the money. Do you have the money? Do you have the money? Do you have the money? He doesn't have to do that, because the guy wants his object, and he's holding on to the object until he gets his money. So that benefit that he has, that he's holding the object, havi aleh shemer sacha, that makes him into a shemer sacha.